Have you ever had a strange moment late at night when everything becomes quiet and a small voice inside you asks a question you try to ignore? Is this really my life? Not the life you show on social media. Not the life your family expects. Not the life society rewards. But your real life. Most people avoid that question. They distract themselves with work, scrolling, entertainment, noise, anything that keeps them from looking inside. Because looking inside can be uncomfortable. Sometimes even terrifying. There is a famous idea that says, the person who looks outside dreams, but the person who looks inside awakens. And awakening is not easy. From the day we are born, the world slowly hands us a script. Your parents tell you who to be. School tells you what success looks like. Society tells you how to act, what to want, what to chase. Without realizing it, we start building a character. A mask. A version of ourselves designed to be accepted. The quiet kid becomes the good child. The emotional kid becomes the strong one. The creative kid becomes the practical adult. And after years of playing this role, something strange happens. We forget that it was a role. We begin to believe the mask is who we really are. There are people who reach 40, 50, even 70 years old still playing the same character they created as teenagers just to survive judgment. Imagine living your entire life as someone else. Imagine waking up one day and realizing the dreams you chased were never actually yours. This is why so many people feel empty even when they are successful. The house is there. The job is there. The money might even be there. But something feels missing. That feeling is not weakness. It is a signal. Deep inside every human being there is a part of the mind that never stops watching. A deeper intelligence quietly observing your life. It sees the difference between who you are and who you pretend to be. Most people spend their entire lives running from that voice. But a few people stop. A few people begin the most difficult journey a human can take. The journey inward. At first, it doesn't feel inspiring. It feels confusing. Because when you start looking inside, you don't only find the beautiful parts of yourself. You also discover the parts you tried to hide. Your jealousy. Your fears. Your anger. Your insecurity. Your selfish thoughts. The parts you were taught were bad, so you buried them. But buried things do not disappear. They grow in the dark. And they begin controlling your life from behind the curtain. Have you ever overreacted to something small and later wondered, why did I do that? Have you ever sabotaged an opportunity that could have changed your life? Have you ever judged someone harshly only to later realize you share the same flaw? These moments are not random. They are signals from the hidden parts of you that want to be seen. But society teaches us to do the opposite. Smile. Pretend. Hide weakness. Look successful. So we become strangers to ourselves. The strange truth is this: the life you are currently living may have been designed by a version of you that was afraid. Afraid of rejection. Afraid of being different. Afraid of disappointing people. And fear is a terrible architect for life. Many people watching this right now feel stuck, but they don't understand why. They say things like, I don't feel motivated anymore. I feel lost. I don't know what I actually want. But the real problem is deeper. They have spent so long performing a role that they never discovered who they are without the audience. And this is where transformation begins. Not with motivation. Not with productivity hacks. But with honesty. Painful honesty. Imagine sitting alone in a quiet room and asking yourself a question you've avoided for years. What parts of me have I been hiding? At first, the mind resists. It creates excuses. It blames circumstances. It blames other people. But if you stay with the question long enough, something powerful begins to happen. You start seeing patterns. You see the moments you acted out of fear instead of truth. You see the dreams you abandoned because someone laughed at them. You see the personality you built just to survive. This realization can shake you. Some people cry. Some people feel anger. Some feel relief. Because for the first time in years, they are meeting themselves. The real self. Not the social version. Not the filtered version. The human version. And here is the surprising part. The parts of you that you were most ashamed of often contain your greatest power. Your anger may be protecting a deep sense of justice. Your sensitivity may be the source of empathy. Your loneliness may be pushing you toward purpose. But if you keep hiding these parts, they remain twisted in the dark. Facing them is what transforms them. Think about how many people walk through life half asleep. They wake up, go to work, come home, repeat the same conversations, repeat the same routines, repeat the same frustrations. Years pass. Decades pass. One day they suddenly wonder where their life went. Awakening means breaking that pattern. It means refusing to live unconsciously. It means questioning the script. Why do I want this career? Why do I fear failure so much? Why do I care so deeply about approval? When you start asking these questions honestly, your life begins to change. Not overnight, but deeply. You start noticing when you are wearing the mask. You start catching yourself trying to impress people who don't even matter. You start hearing your real voice again. And that voice has been waiting for years. Many people discover something shocking during this process. Their dream life was actually someone else's dream. Their parents' dream. Society's dream. A safe dream. But not their dream. This realization can feel scary. Because authenticity often requires courage. Sometimes it means changing direction. Sometimes it means disappointing people. Sometimes it means starting over. But the alternative is much worse. Living a life that slowly drains your soul. There is a quiet tragedy happening all over the world. Millions of intelligent, talented people are living lives that don't belong to them. Not because they are incapable, but because they never looked inside long enough to discover who they really are. The world rewards conformity, but fulfillment comes from authenticity. The moment you begin facing your inner world, something fascinating happens. You become less controlled by it. Your fears lose some power. Your reactions become more conscious. Your decisions become more honest. And slowly, the mask begins to fall away. Not completely, but enough for the real you to breathe again. This is what awakening feels like. Not becoming someone new, but finally meeting the person you always were. Many people watching this right now are at a crossroads in their lives. Something feels off. Something feels unfinished. That feeling is not a problem. It is an invitation. An invitation to stop looking outside for answers. Outside there are only comparisons. Other people's success. Other people's opinions. Other people's expectations. But inside there is truth. Inside there is creativity. Inside there is direction. The person who only looks outside will spend their life chasing shadows. But the person who turns inward begins to wake up. And once you start waking up, it becomes impossible to go back to sleep. You start noticing how often the world encourages distraction. Constant noise, Constant stimulation. Constant comparison. Because a distracted person is easy to control. But a self-aware person is powerful. They make decisions intentionally. They understand their emotions. They are not easily manipulated by trends or pressure. This is why true self-discovery changes everything. It changes how you work, how you build relationships, how you pursue success, even how you define happiness. Success stops being about proving yourself to the world. It becomes about expressing who you truly are. And strangely, when that happens, opportunities begin appearing. Confidence becomes natural. Energy returns. Clarity replaces confusion. Not because life becomes easier, but because it becomes real. The truth is, awakening is not a single moment. It is a lifelong process. A constant conversation with yourself. A willingness to see both the light and the darkness within you. But the reward is something most people never experience. A life that actually feels like yours. If this message resonates with you, it may be because a part of you is already waking up. A part of you is tired of pretending. A part of you is ready to meet the real person behind the mask. And that journey might be the most important one you ever take. This is exactly why we share ideas like this on Smart Biz I, because success in business and success in life both start with understanding yourself. Not just strategies. Not just tools. But awareness. Because most powerful transformation does not happen when your circumstances change. It happens when you do. And maybe years from now, you will look back at this moment and realize something simple but life-changing. The answers you were searching for everywhere else were quietly waiting inside you the entire time. And if this message reached you at the right moment, remember this: your real life does not begin when the world finally understands you. It begins the moment you understand yourself. And that is the moment everything starts to change. This is the deeper conversation we want to have here on Smart Biz I, because building a meaningful future is not only about money or technology, it's about awakening the person who is capable of creating it. And your story might just be beginning.